Well, thank you for the opportunity for the interview. And my name is Shelton Rhodes. My company is Strategic Endeavor LLC. And just a little bit about my background. I'm a retired Army officer. And then I was in academia for about 20 years. So in my time at the Pentagon and in academia as a business school professor, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of business people. I wrote a book called A Piece of the Pie about 4 people who would be very successful military guys. And as a result of that, that inspired me to pursue entrepreneurship. Number one, it gives you a chance to be all you can be. It gives you a chance to hire people and to provide economic impact on the local community. I tell you, one of the things I'm really excited about is the Mason Enterprise Center. They're going to move to a new location, and this particular center has really been instrumental to helping my business and a lot of business be successful in its association with George Mason University. So I'm really excited about that move. Also, I'm excited about some new business development that I'm doing. I'm primarily focused on the federal sector right now, but I got a new product, which I do training. I can move over to the commercial sector as well as the federal government sector. One of the things that I've tried to do in business is to do something that I have a passion for. My passion is education, other than in the military. I have training and development, and this new line of products called Wiley Disc Products. I do things like team training, emotional intelligence, kind of builds on my academic career and also allow me to just transition that to the private sector. One of the things that I believe is unique for me is my background. So a lot of the Wiley Disc assessment stuff is dealing with things like the workplace, management, leadership, emotional intelligence, working in teams, which is also involved with my military background. I have a lot of practical experience in the things that I'm going to be presenting. It's just kind of like when I was in college as a professor, I taught management, but I had practical experience. It was just not a theoretical thing that I learned in the classroom. I've written 2 books about business. One is called A Piece of the Pie. And in that book, it looks at how people want to go into federal space. But then my last book is All That Glitters Is Not Gold. And the most important lesson that I tell people is not to go into business based upon emotions. The failure rate is so high, and a lot of people look at their neighbors and they say, oh, he's a successful business person. He's got this big, nice Ferrari and big house and country club membership. But for most people, that is going to be an illusion. So what you have to do is do your planning, make sure you don't do it on emotions. So think about it, plan about it, find your passion, and don't do it just because you think that your neighbor is richer than you are. I'm inspired by so many great entrepreneurs. And I tell all my students when I teach entrepreneur, I want all of you to be successful, because for you to be successful, you have to help other people. And I just think about some of the successful people who can give back a big donorship to a university, can have a hospital named after them. There's a man in my church whose wife had cancer, and he was very successful entrepreneur, and he had a wing of the Northern Virginia hospital named after him. He was able to give a lot of money. So I want people to be successful in entrepreneur, because whether you like it or not, you're going to have to help a lot of people, give them jobs. And then if you get really wealthy, you can have the money to give back to great causes. One of the big causes that I really would like is to help young people be successful, particularly young African Americans, to see that, we're living in one of the greatest countries in the world. And if you work hard, you can be successful. My view is that it's great opportunity. Yes, there might be some barriers, but I'm an old guy, and if I was able to get past those barriers, there's no reason for young people can't do it if they work hard. Again, education is the golden word for me, because that's how my family has been pretty successful. It opened the door for us to do well and have what we call the American dream. I can tell you that the military is all about discipline and hard work. If you don't have a passion for this, whatever your calling is, you got to have a passion, because you have to work really hard and long. The military was my first passion. My lifelong, of course, is education. So what I learned from education is I got some of the theoretical concepts because I taught entrepreneurship. The military gave me management skills, a great work ethic. That's the truth. If you look at any of the great entrepreneurs, I've studied so many of them. And one of the things that you'll find is that they have a tremendous work ethic and they have a willingness to take risk. So, I was an infantry also, and so that was a real risky, really risky. So those are the things I think that equipped me very well to be an entrepreneur. Take advantage of the resources. For the most important thing, when you're not making money, don't spend a lot of money. Try to figure out a way to reduce the amount of money you're spending. You can find a great location like Mason Enterprise to get you started. Be very careful on going out and borrowing a lot of money right away as you build this thing. The probability of success is not high for most people. I'm telling you, there's no better bargain than that, because you get a PTAC, you get mentors, you get workshops, and you get first-class conference rooms, and you got the most passionate, caring staff led by Giselle that look at all of us as important customers. I would say if you're going to start your business, you want to find something like a Mason Enterprise, because they can give you that support and they can help minimize that high failure rate. That's the reality of being a business person. Go to LinkedIn and type in Shelton Rhodes, Ph.D. I love to link in with you. I'm all about relationships. A big part of business success and my professional success, I attribute it to meeting the right person. So that is really important, is building relationships, and that can open the door. That's the magic bullet for you.